What is this? Anyway, I don't know what that is. I think there's a spot forming. Hello, I'm back. I was gonna say welcome back. I guess welcome back, because you probably haven't been on the channel if I've been gone. Also, I'm closing this, otherwise I keep looking at myself. It's making me self-conscious. Basically, it is me, your boy, Jamie, who is lazy, and I'm back at it again with another, video after about a month and a half. It's been a long time, I know, I'm sorry. My bad. I'm sorry, okay? Especially, what I quickly say, actually, thank you very much to people who are still supporting me on Patreon. Finally, I'm gonna give you back what you've given me in videos, I guess. I'm gonna be back to uploading a lot soon, honestly I will. I keep saying this, and when I say soon, I mean literally like the day after tomorrow, because I'm going out tonight, and you know what that means? I'm not going to be in a good state tomorrow. And in fact, recently, I've just been very, I don't know, I've been going out loads, so I'm really tired and stuff, and this video isn't scripted at all. I don't even know what I'm going to say in this video, but this is what we're going to talk about. Today, we are talking about my experience at the BTS concert in London that happened on October the 8th of October 2018, and that's the one I went to. It's now the 20th, so 12 days later I'm finally making a video on it, alright? Actually, technically 11 days, because the concert wouldn't have even started by now on the 8th. It technically started at like 7, that's when they actually came out, I think. But anyway, we're talking about it, and also something very special that happened that, I've got some interesting, hang on, I need to open this to do this. I've got some interesting news featuring your boy Tay. Right, basically, we'll get to that in a minute. I'm gonna go through what it was like to be at the front row, literally, you know, barrier, as they call it, the front row of a BTS concert, and it was, it was mad, okay? Honestly, it exceeded my expectations. I've got to keep this, try and keep this short and sweet, because there are lots of details in this that I don't really need to add. Like, this video could easily be like 30 minutes. I don't know how long it's going to be. If it ends up being 30, I'm going to look very stupid, but I don't want to do it that long. Like, if I do videos longer than 20 minutes, I feel like people just aren't interested. They're not catfishes, alright? They look the same in person. I feel like the only person that looked kind of different was Yoongi, because he's just so small. Like, he's not short, but he's just a tiny man, you know? He just is. But, you know, yeah. I feel like he is the only one that didn't really seem to smile that much. He did smile, but he also had more of a, you know, serious exterior. Wait, it didn't happen on the 8th of October. What about it? It was on the 10th. It was on the 10th. Why did I say 8th? So it was 10 days ago, but technically not 10 yet. I need to compose myself. This is an absolute mess already. Basically, I got there on the 7th because we wanted to have a few days in London. I went there with 3 of my friends that I know from Twitter, because nobody I know in person ended up going. I had 2 friends who wanted to go with me, but they couldn't get tickets, and I actually stayed up. I actually got up early, and I was on 3 devices when the tickets first went on sale, and I didn't manage to get any, so I had to pay an extortionate amount for resale, but it was worth it, okay? Honestly, it was. Like, you may be thinking, Jamie, why did you pay that much? A fee that I'm not gonna say, because I don't like to think about it, but it was worth it in the end. Like, here's the thing, right? I've had so many great like nights out with friends, but honestly, this was up there with like one of the best nights of my life, you know. And I'm not even a BTS like mega fan or anything. I'm not someone who's like, I didn't cry at the concert or anything. Like, a lot of people there were crying, all right? There were tears everywhere. I nearly drowned, but I'm here. So yeah, got there a few days earlier because we wanted to go around London a bit, you know, explore whatever, and also wanted to scope the competition, because, you know, for BTS, if you want to get to the front, you kind of, a lot of people camp. I didn't do any camping. I did a lot of waiting around just to see what people were doing, because of course there was one the day before on the 9th, so we wanted to see what happened, because it wasn't clear. O2 weren't clear on how the queuing works. Like, how it worked out in the end was that at 9 AM you're allowed to queue, but any time before 9 you're not. So how is that going to work? It's not, and that's the story that I'm going to tell you now. It didn't work, and there was absolute mayhem. Okay, I wish I recorded it. You know, sometimes I just wish I just had a permanent GoPro on my head, so I could just, this isn't an ad by the way, so I could just record everything that happened, because I didn't record anything myself. My friends I was with recorded some of the concert, but besides that, we didn't have any footage of like the queuing and stuff. But basically, it came to the 9th, okay? And when I say the 9th, I mean about midnight, and then it turned to the 10th, which is the day of the concert, and then at 2 a.m. in the morning, and bear in mind I didn't have a proper sleep before that, I just had a nap the day before, 2 a.m. in the morning, went over to the O2, and what happens next will shock you, okay? It's like clickbait. Basically, people were camping in the bus station next to it. And when I say people, I mean there ended up being about 300 people waiting outside the O2 to go and see 7 Korean boys. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so there were about 300 people. By the time, I was waiting around for hours, and by the time it was about 5 a.m, there were about 300 people all waiting around, and there was like 2 separate queues. It was a complete mess, I can't describe it, but 300 people waiting around outside the O2, and everyone was getting really impatient, because everyone of course wants to get to the front, so you're going to race everyone, you're going to race people to get to the front. You either got to race people or sneak in, and sneaking in is not going to work because people aren't going to be happy about that. So the security didn't know what was happening. They were like, sorry, we've got to wait for our boss to come back. And we were like, when's your boss coming back? And they were like, don't know. Thank you very much, very nice, great, great effort, boys. Thank you very much for the info, great. By the way, when I said bus station, I meant the train station, right? It was a train station. It was for the underground tube, of course, as you may know, that's in London. Which I don't live there, by the way. I actually live quite far from London. It took me 4.5 hours on a coach to get there, and also had that same journey on the way back. It's quite far, but it was worth it in the end. But this tube station is still open. You can still go to the toilets at any time. The toilet's open 24/7, of course. My explanation has been a complete mess so far. Like, I've got the imagery in my head, and I wish I could just like transfer the imagery to you so you can see what happened, but I can't. And it's so hard to explain because I've never experienced anything like this before. But let's just say at 5 a.m, all of these little geezers, or everyone that was there, we were like, okay, you know what? I've had enough of this. I had already had enough of it. It was so stressful, like, because of course we waited around for ages, so we thought, okay, we definitely want to get to the front because we're here before everyone else. But that's not how it works, apparently. So at about 5 a.m, just before this happened, I went to the toilet because, I'm a thirsty boy. I drink a lot of water, and I went to the toilet, and my friend was like, okay, be quick in case something happens, because at any moment the security guys could be like, okay, it's time to line up, but they didn't know what was happening. Walked on down to the toilet, had a little, little whiz, it's quite nice, it was a good one, made me feel better. I walked out, and what do I see? I suddenly hear, bah! And then, I kid you not, 300 people just started sprinting to the O2 arena, and it was the most insane thing I've ever seen. I think one person said, like, a few people must have been like, okay, let's just run for it. They're not going to stop us if there's a lot of us. And then suddenly everyone was like, wait, what's happening? And everyone sprinted. There was like 200 people in a line, all just running. And I was like, oh no. I chose the worst time to go to the toilet. You know what happened? Your boys got pace, okay? Let's just say that a lot of the people there were girls, alright? And I'm not saying men are better than women, but my point is, obviously, males tend to have, like better athleticism or whatever, like, basically I was faster than most of them, maybe even all of them, because there were only a few guys there, but I didn't even see the guy running. But basically, I was just like, okay, that is it. I'm not having this. I didn't even have time to stop and think about this. I'm just saying this in my head. I just jumped over the fence. I was like, all right, nah, they're not beating me. I jumped over the fence quicker than I've ever jumped over any fence before. Not that I go around jumping over fences anyway, but I just sprinted as fast as I could, and I was like, and honestly, I don't know if I've ever ran faster than that before. I literally saw my friend running in front of me, and I overtook them, and as I went past I was like, I'm not letting this I'm not letting them beat me. And I just sprinted and they were like, go, go. And I was just like, let's just say, this was everyone else here and this is me. They were like, and I was like, and it was it was mad. And then everyone formed this queue and everyone was just pushing and shoving. And then suddenly the queue moved and the security guards were like, no, you're not gonna be allowed, you're gonna have to go back. And everyone was like, what? And everyone was like, actually, you know what? Forget you, there's like 2 security guards there versus 300 people that have been waiting outside in the cold for ages. They were like, okay, forget this. Everyone formed their own queue. There was so much pushing and shoving, and the security guards were like, no, you're queuing in the wrong place, you got to go back. But nobody was moving backwards. It was a complete mess, and it was, let's just say, eventually, more security people came, and they sorted it out. And we got in this line that we literally formed ourselves. And it's kind of, I felt kind of bad, because, I mean, not personally, I didn't feel bad for what I did, because of course, I literally got to London days before just to make sure I got there, you know, to the front, because I wanted to get to the front. I wanted to make the most of it. I spent a lot on this, all right? I want to get to the front. So I feel like I deserve to be at the front because of how much earlier I was there. But there must have been people that were there before other people, but they ended up being further behind just because the other person could run faster or had quicker reactions or in a better position at the time, because it just wasn't fair, you know? Because there was no, like, nobody knew what was happening, so it ended up just being a case of like a survival of the fittest, you know, whoever could run faster ended up getting to the front. And it was just, you know, it was bad, but basically in the end we had a queue outside, in the queue for about 12 hours. Oh for God's sake, why did I do it? It was worth it. It was, honestly, it was. It really was. But let's just say I was in a queue for about 12 hours. So the concert itself was really, really good. We got to the front, got to the barrier, as they call it. I'll be honest though, be careful when you decide whether to go, if you really want to go in the standing area, the general admission standing area, because a lot of girls ended up being literally like passing out because it was so like packed and it was hot in there, and it was hard to get water back to people because there were so many people. They obviously overcrowded. I don't think they should sell as many tickets as they did, but people literally were like there passing out or having like panic attacks and stuff, and then getting pulled over and sorted out in the medical place. But also, at the same time, some people faked it as well, because apparently you get put into the VIP section after you're looked after. So some people pretended to be about to faint or something so they could get to the front, be pulled over, and then be assessed, and then get chucked in VIP, which just isn't fair because people paid extra to go to the VIP. And look, if you're gonna pass out and stuff, you should go and get water from the bar, because you can get water from the bar for free, and like bigger glasses, and they were only giving out little amounts, and it was poorly controlled. But also, some people only had themselves to blame, and also other people were cheating their way to the front. It's just not fair. Like, it was just poorly done. I don't think the O2 were prepared for this sort of insaneness. I don't think they've ever experienced anything like it before, because BTS, of course, have an insanely loyal, fan base, and it's just they've never seen anything like it. They shook the O2. I think I got recognised like 4 times, maybe more people who didn't say anything to me, because, you know, I feel like if I recognise a YouTuber, I wouldn't necessarily go up to them and be like, hi, but some people did. One person waved to me, and I assumed they knew who I was, so I was just like, but I don't know if they did or not. They might have just been waving in general, because they were sat in a queue and they were bored, but yeah. The first person was actually the day before, when we were waiting for someone to come out of the first concert, and they were like, LazyJamie, and I was like, aye? So also, if you're watching this, I'm sorry if I was boring, okay? I was very tired at that moment, so I might have just been like, oh hey, great to meet you. But like, inside I was excited, but I couldn't really express it because I was just exhausted. Yeah. Other points I want to make about this is that basically it was a great time, it was really good. They exceeded my expectations. It was great being so close, like they were literally 2 to 3 meters away from me at some points, because at the barrier, and the stage was about 2 meters away. So, you know, they'd come over and they'd look down on you. They look down at like the people at the front row and stuff. make some cheeky eye contact, you know, like so they know my existence. It's very nice. But yeah, basically I think besides Taehyung, I think Jimin may have waved at me, alright? I did a cheeky finger heart, right? And I think he might have been looking at me. It's hard to tell because obviously there's loads of people doing loads of stuff, but I was at the front and then he was like, so he might have done, you know. Either way, he must have seen me at some point. He's a lovely geezer. He was really nice, obviously, just a lovely geezer in general. Like, he was smiling the whole time, as you'd expect. But his solo performance was so, like, emotional. So, Jin's solo performance, now that was, man, that was crazy. Look, you know the high note at the end, he really went for it. I turned over to my friend and she was just crying her eyes out and I was like, oh jeez. Whoa, Nelly. Like, I felt like I should have been crying, but I wasn't. So, you know, people just loved it overall. It was great seeing everyone smiling and flipping the army bombs. I didn't have one myself, but around the stadium they were all connected to this like thing, so they all did the same thing at the same time, so there'd be like rainbows and stuff, and it was really nice. Yeah, and overall it was a very good time. So thank you very much BTS for coming to London. I say coming like I live in London, I don't, but coming to England so I could finally see them. On to probably the main reason you clicked on this video, and that is Kim Taehyung becoming Kim Baehyung. Alright, basically, is the video clickbait? Probably, okay. I'll be honest, I over-exaggerated the title, probably. I don't think he recognised me, okay? But what happens will shock you. I don't know why I keep saying that. Basically, I wasn't recording it myself, but you know this is true because my friend was next to me. You're not going to find this video anywhere else, okay? They took it, and you know, so this happened to me, but you can't see me in the video. So you may be like, oh no, he's lying. He's not in the video, you got no proof. Pardon me, because technically I don't have any proof. But the fact that you can't find this video anywhere else kind of says enough, you know. My friend was recording him. She didn't realise that it was at me at the time, but it was. So, I'm going to show you this clip, and I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide of what happened. So this is an exclusive video of Taehyung that you're not going to see anywhere else. Okay, that's what I'm saying. So basically, here it is. HD? Oh, well, okay. That's a good quality camera, actually. Nice one. So yeah, I didn't realise my mate's camera was that good. Let's actually go. Okay, here we are. So, the video should be on your screen right now. Yes. So here's Taehyung just being a nice geezer, as he usually is, you know. Just doing his thing, looking about. As you can see, he's looking up, right? And as you can tell by the camera, we're lower down, okay? We're down. We're little peasants compared to him, okay? And this is zoomed in a bit, I think, so we're not actually literally that close, but we were very, very close indeed, and that's why you can see us. But, so, for the first 2 seconds, he's just looking around, and then, boom, right there. I love looking at this, because I can remember my first person vision of what happened, and it was incredible, right? Because I've seen this guy in so many videos for so long, you know, and everyone's talked about him himself, and he's just so... I'm not usually someone who raves about famous people, because usually I don't really like famous people, okay, I'll be honest, because they love themselves too much. And you know, this is all about love yourself, but I mean love themselves in a bad way, like they're cocky about it. But this is just a genuinely nice guy that he's just a nice guy. Like, when I've seen videos of him, he's funny, you know. BTS, they're the sort of group, like, I like their music a lot, don't get me wrong, but I like them more for who they are, rather than how they sound. Because I just find them a funny bunch. Like, I'd love to be in their friend group, which obviously isn't going to happen, but yeah. So, at this point, we've locked eyes, cut back to me, boom. I was looking at him the whole time, obviously, because he was close, and I was just waiting for him to look, you know. And we made eye contact, and at this point, I just go like this, alright, I do a cheeky little finger heart, and he's seen it, watch this, he's seen it, and he's gone, right, here you go, mate. And because I seen him do it back, I go like this, I was like, yeah, my boy. And then look what he does. Oh, he copies me, mate. He did it back, and then so he's done the finger heart. I'll do the whole thing that I just did. I'll recreate the whole thing that I did. So pretend you're Taehyung, obviously a lot closer. I was like this, and then he did it back. So I was like, So I was like, and then I went, I like blew a kiss, just as a like literally. I don't fancy him, alright, but as a friendly kiss blow. That was the thing I did, right? Recreation. Because I was like, okay, what do I do next after I've set my thumb up? That's my usual go-to. But I blew a kiss because that was just the first thing that came to my mind. I thought to myself, hang on a sec, that's Jin's thing. He might not be happy about that. But what's this? He did it back, pointed him thumbs up, backing it again, and then this boy, Taehyung, not only did he acknowledge my existence, but he took it to the next level. He copied what I did, and that's why I knew it was at me. Because the amount of times people were like, "Oh, this person waved at me in the crowd," and it's like, "Are you sure they did? It might have been the person next to you." This geezer copied what I did. He did exactly the same thing, and I was like, "Oh yes." And then, and then he looks at me. We smile at each other, and then move on with our days. Oh, honestly, the video is so... I'm sorry, you're watching this and you're thinking, what the heck, Jamie? It was literally, how long? How long? How long did he... Okay. He saw me at 3 seconds in. No, 4 seconds in. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we made about 8 seconds of eye contact, and I'm going mad over it. And 8 seconds of interaction, alright? However, you don't realise that they barely did that with anyone else. Like, they did do stuff with other people, like they sort of waved at them and stuff, but 8 solid seconds of Bae Young. Like, what more do you need in life? It was worth all the money I spent, and I just love it, okay? For the record, I'm just going to play the whole thing now so you can have the whole clip. If you want to keep it for your personal stuff, whatever, there it is. He's just looking about, he sees me, and he's like, alright, that's my boy right there. That is my boy. Blow him a kiss back. Oh. So yeah, basically he acknowledged my existence. Did he recognise me? Probably not. But I feel like I thought he might have done because of the point and the thumb up, because he was like, oh yeah, I know you, like, yeah, you're good. But I think, I'm pretty sure I did that to him as well, so he probably just copied what I did. But I'm not complaining, right? Whoa, my camera just went off. It's about to die. So I'll quickly say thanks for watching. Thanks for being here still, despite my absence in recent times. If you saw me out and about in London, let me know in the comments. Don't lie, be honest. And thank you very much for supporting me, especially people on Patreon. I'm gonna message me on Patreon if you have any special requests or anything, especially since I've been gone for so long and I feel bad, but I'm gonna make it up to you. I will, trust me. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you very soon, or you'll see me very soon. Okay, I want to do a live stream as well soon, maybe tomorrow, and it's currently Saturday, so this will either be out, this will probably be out on Sunday, which I said it would be out today, but you know, I lie accidentally a lot. So yeah, thanks for watching and goodbye.